So what we have here are the devatas. From Saturn inward. This is the Vedic system that India has kept alive. This is the this is the science within your body that you were born with. This is the science of your soul. This incorporates your soul, even though it's not the whole picture of what you can see in the sky, because there are different types of astrologies out there. We grew up with solar astrology, how the sun moves across the sky, all from the Earth's perspective, how it goes across the sky. But I've come to realize in the chart, if you want to focus on a planet, you put that planet in the ascendant, and that creates a perspective from that planet. And then what Levet taught us is that there is a Saturn-based astrology, whereas it holds on to all these planets, it holds your karmas. It is your judge as to how long you're going to stay here. Then I found out about a Venus-based astrology. Then I found out about the Red Book in India. They have something called Lal Kidab, which is Mars-based astrology. It's very dangerous, though. Then I learned how Jupiter affects the Chinese, for instance. The Chinese have a multiple animal system that has different elements to it every year. That's because they don't say the sun is in Pisces every year. Here's Pisces. They say when the sun is here but with a new moon somewhere at the start of the month, they look to where Jupiter is, and they assign it the element that it goes on as well as an animal. That's what they call this year. That's why there's so many different colors to it. And there's more. But then I realized about Babylonian astrology. Babylonian astrology is observational. For them, it's about cycles. When did Venus conjunct the sun to start the cycle? When did Mercury conjunct the sun to start a cycle? When did Mars conjunct the sun? When did Mars and Venus get together? For them, it wasn't about Saturn as much, because Saturn is the slowest moving planet, and the reason why Saturn is so important for your soul, because it's the link, being the slowest planet in our solar system that we can see, the slowest light in the sky. When our soul comes into the galaxy or the other direction from the center of the galaxy, outward, and it looks at all the positions of the stars. These positions dictate what humanity looks like. And as we come in, and as we come into the Earth, these planets dictate what our bodies look like. But Saturn, being the slowest, it's a division between the two, between the fixed stars and the movable stars. The wanderers, these are the wanderers. So once our record here is complete, the record holder joins us to the stars above, to the stars out here. Okay, rejoins us with the stars, because it looks most like them every day, day to day. Heading into the galaxy, or it's the reverse. I believe it's the reverse, because the energy, our souls come from energy, and the biggest energy here is the Milky Way. Here's the Sagittarius star cloud. So our souls come from here, we come in, we go through our record, and then we go out the way of between Gemini and Taurus. Interestingly, that's what the charioteer is. And Auriga is our golden rig, as in Rig Veda. Golden rig, what the Germans call Reich. Golden Reich. Rig Veda being Veda of praise. So Rig is praise, or Riga is like your appraisal, the appraisal of your soul. So lowest common denominator. There's basically two ways of looking at the sky. The planets and the houses, and the firmament of stars. As stars rise in the sky, different timing of events happen. But that's only for the day. That's only for your work. It's not about karma. Karma is the slow progression of every planet in the solar system. It gets rid of the earth. It's about your soul. The planets along the ecliptic are about your soul. And it creates a chart like this, where the position of each planet is somewhere in the sky, whether it be above you or below you, whether it be behind you or in front of you as you face east, as the sun rises. Whichever way the earth is turning, that is east. That is the direction of the turn of the earth. And where the positions of the planets are in the sky is a grid network of 12 different houses, 12 different celestial divisions, which the planets progress this way, but the sun goes where the planets slowly progress the same way you're going, whereas the day is going opposite direction of you, because the earth is spinning this way, the sun and all the planets, the sun comes up here creating the blue sky now, and at sunset creates the red sky, and then creates the night, because up here now is now night with the sun down here. This is the underworld. This is when the planet is not visible to you in Babylonian astrology. This is when the planet is not visible to you. And so at night, what are you going to do while the planet is beneath you, whether it be the sun, it could be Jupiter, it could be Saturn. The planet is either below you or around the sun, which obliterates its light. From the first house, you have the fifth house. This is the way your soul progresses. Whereas this way is the way the planets are moving in day to day, where the ninth house becomes the fifth house of the day, but it becomes the ninth house of your soul. This is where your deeds meet your purpose. Your shine meets your purpose. Over here is where your challenge meets your career. Here is where your communication reaches your gains. Here is where your possession, second house, becomes your lost grip of reality. This is your spiritual side of your soul. This is your active side of your day. Okay, and going back here, these are the Asuras. Now, another Asura that's out there, which you don't realize is one, but you know what it is. The other Asura is this right here. This is the other Asura. This is from the perspective of Florida. Okay, even from here. You go here, the more south you go, the more earlier in the time it is. Now this is happening 4,000 years ago, because here is negative 2025. This is 4,000 years ago when ships sailed the seas heading west. This is a different time zone, so we go back an hour. The further south you go, the less you can see it. But the further north you go, there it is. As we change times, going between the two. Now, Florida was perfect. Florida was like a base. Where you see the cross of Cygnus and Draco the dragon. This here is another Asura. This is what they called the two American continents, which was Quetzalcoatl, Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, the serpent with wings. Let's look at the wings. This is a combination that they found in the sky as they sailed to the Americas. The Phoenicians sailed to the Americas. This constellation was northwest. It was north of the northern curvature of the Earth. And this became the trust instrument symbol, the seal for this continent. Capricorn and Aquarius became under the domain of the dragon with the feathers. The feathered dragon, the plumed serpent. The plumed serpent. This here is Cygnus with Draco. Cygnus with Draco. Cygnus, the feathers, with Draco. Cygnus with Draco. So in their religion, which gave them the right to do everything because they understood this, they understand this. They created it, they understand it. It's your job to, it's our job to figure out what they see. Because even though this is esoterically, this is supposed to be you looking at yourself being a student. This is also what they see. It's not in themselves, but it's in a trust. This is what you should see. Because Deneb is the Hebrew Bet, which is the house of Dan. The tribe of Dan incorporates the serpent. The serpent. This is what they see when they go west. They use the serpent as the northern guide, as the protector of this, the pole star. Their guiding light. The dragon is the protector of Polaris, of celestial navigation. That's what the tribe of Dan incorporates the serpent. This protects navigation. They were the seagoers. Back to the swan. In other cultures, the swan was other things as well, including the vulture. Because another way of looking at Deneb is the Dalet, the door of Neb, which is Nebata or Nekbet. And Nekbet was the vulture of the Kush Empire. And the Nekbet was the Kush consort with the same powers as the Wadjet. Because both were the same mother goddess of Egypt. Wadjet, the cobra goddess. Both were the mother. They were the source of the rulership. They were the source of the pharaoh's authority.